Hello everyone, hello everyone. It is me, Just Be Audrey Lane. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell so you can be notified of when a video is up and posted. Thank you so much for sharing and commenting and everything. Um, I thank you. So I am home. As you can see, I'm home. Yes, so I am home. Had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. Um, I'm already looking forward to going back, probably um, within a year or so. It'll work out. I have so many other trips and stuff, and thank God because um, I'm going to, I am learning. So that is today's journal, learning more, learn more. So I am learning more of I am strong. Man, when I say it like this, so I'm on vacation, and I am with a group. Um, However, I still see where I broke off a couple times to, be out. I took basically a whole like tour of the hotel area, and I was, you know, up at the pool. I mean, I seen a lot, basically almost every inch of this area, because one, I opened up my mouth and asked people and read up on some things and was able to see what everything was. And it made me push more, like, to learn, girl, you are something. I I thank God that I am pushing and pushing and pushing forth. I was able to talk with someone who, believe it or not, started explaining things to me about, you know, nonprofits and everything, and just stuff, just a lot of great things. It was really. I knew this trip was going to be worth something, and worth more. And it was a connection of where I could say I connected with God. I did. He had me connect with people. Yeah, it was something. Um, I, yeah, I, man, I loved it. I loved it. So I'm saying, man, we have to learn how to, you know, get more things into us, and not like, oh no, it's not for me. When I tell you, I tried everything that they had about a couple, I can't even count them, but let's just stay over 9, 10 different eating places. Excuse me, guys. Yeah. Excuse me. And I tried everything. I had octopus. I had sushi. The one thing I didn't try that I wanted to try was coffee. I wanted to try the blue Jamaican coffee, and I just didn't. But it will be another time. Um, what else? I tried crepes. Never had that before. I tried a couple of things. Like, yes, like, man, everybody was just so wonderful and nice. And it came to me of like, you are learning yourself. We are learning ourselves. And it's a good thing. It really is a good thing. And what made me think of it that way is like, I want to learn more of you. I want to learn more of you. I want to learn more about you, God. I don't want the basics of God. We shouldn't want the basics of Him. I need that deep, deep, you know, um, learning of Him, the deep, instructions and knowledge of Him. So what I have to do next is I definitely I have tutors when it comes to reading. I want to have a spiritual tutor that can help me in, digesting God's word and helping breaking it down for me. Um, I want somebody who won't, sugarcoat things for me to get them. Yes, I am so tired, guys, so I won't be on here long because I am going straight back into work tomorrow. You know, I have to do that. But yeah, I'm going to get someone who can actually help me with that to help me get more instructions and more of a deep rooting, you know, spiritual life with God. I I feel like it's time. And the reason why I say that it is because I I adore God. I have a relationship with God. I'm not going to knock it like I don't. I know I truly need to learn more about Him. I don't want the basics. I don't want, just just what I could be thinking. I know there's more to Him. There's more to Him. There's more to our relationship with one another. And I want that. I want that for me. You should want that for yourself. Trust me. Man, I, I said a while ago of how I'm in a relationship and we're at the courting phase. And it's like, when you're dating somebody, excuse me, everything is so cutesy and oh, uh, stop that, and it's laughy and all of that stuff. Well, I have gotten past that. I feel, you know, of the cute things. I want more of a relationship with him. I need more of a relationship with him. So I have to get into the next part of building a relationship is actually truly deeply finding out who he is, not what I have in my head of who he is, him telling me who he is. And I want that. I want that for myself. You should want that for yourself. I want a relationship that truly is an investment for me. I am investing in where I know I want my life to be. I want a spiritual life so deep and so deep rooted in Him that it's a sure fit, and not like I don't want to be someone that can quote a Bible verse or a scripture, well, a scripture, not a verse, but I want more than that. You know, I don't want to be just like, oh, I can, someone says something, I can tell them, where it is in the Bible. That's good. That's something that we should have. That is. But I want my relationship to be so deep rooted that if anything comes up, yes, I'll know exactly what to go on, but I will literally know more of, okay, this is truly God speaking to me versus where I'll be like, okay, he's not, or what is this? I I, I truly want that for me, you know. And lately, that's when it's been coming to me because I said I was having like a little bit of like, God, is this you talking to me? And I'm like, I need to have where, I know you're talking with me, and we should want that for ourselves. So, yes, I'm looking to get someone that can help me with that. I've been having someone that helps me in other ways of um, my spiritual life with him, but I definitely am ready to go deep in with it. Man, I, I thank him because I don't want religion. I want relation. And he, I will say this, he has been telling me that lately. He, this whole vacation has truly threw me off of how I normally do routines. Even after I say I don't want to do it like that and I switched it up, no, this whole trip has thrown me off of how I normally do things, and yet he is still here talking with me through the whole time and being with me at the whole, I mean, in the whole time. And how I know it is because it's just been coming up of, okay, now go and do this. A lot of the times when I was off by myself, yes, sometimes I was talking with people, but a lot of the times I was like sitting down at the beach, at the pool, and literally talking with God. Like, I need you to show me what I am supposed to be doing for you and in you. God, give me guidance, you know. And a lot of the times I was at the hot tub or the pool area by myself. You know, I really did have time to myself this whole trip. I made sure I correspond with the people who I was with just because I didn't want nobody to be worried or concerned to the point that it threw them off. That's a courtesy we gotta have, because just like we feel like, oh, nobody is watching, yes, people are. So as a courtesy, we have to make sure that we let people know where we are so they know where we're not. You know, but a lot of it was literally, I said that something wonderful is coming from out of this. Ah, it made me realize a lot of things of the learning. You gotta learn, you gotta learn, you gotta learn, you gotta learn. You're gonna learn, you're gonna learn. And I never would have expected to be how it has been coming. You know, it's so funny when we want to learn something for for you know a game. So let me see what would be the right one to kind of put there. Okay, so you're going to school to be a cosmetologist. You learn everything you need to learn for chemicals, everything you need to learn for, um, the styles and all of that. I'm not a cosmetologist, so I can't tell you. But it's so funny how you would invest in that learning for you to have for the skills you have. And it made me like, you have a lot of skills, so you gotta invest and you gotta learn everything there is about God. Because I want that first, more importantly for anything. And when I say first, that is something that I need, because everything, it's where I have faith in both my spiritual life and um, my financial stuff that I've been working with and trying to get done. But I truly know that I need my life to be more spiritual with him, because that actually gives me a great instructions on how to handle the financial part of everything else. And it was so funny because I fell asleep, and when I woke up, so normally when you go to sleep at any hotel or anything, at least for me when I was there, it will stay on the channel However, it switched to a channel of Christian-based TV, and it was talking about how God. Uh, it was the three where one, when I want to remember the story. He stretched it, the money he was given, and he multiplied it in ways, and he did it where, both two of them did it like that, but then the other one he buried it and just held on to it, and that made me like, okay, wow, God, how did this come on when I was sitting here, and I fell asleep to something totally different. And I watched this channel here in the States, and I have never seen it on there, you know, and how it just came up about Audrey Lane, get things in order when it comes to, you know, handling your financial life, because you have so much in you for what is, he's about to do. So you need to get things in order. And I'm like, well, what does that have to do with, how do I get something in order if I don't know how to do that? And next thing it came on of how you can work and get financial literacy. And I was like, okay, so this must be definitely something that's happening, because I already signed up for a financial workshop in class. It hasn't taken place yet, but it was like, I need you to go out and learn what it is you need to be doing, so that this way, when and I'm saying this to myself, this isn't God, you need to go out and learn more that needs to be done, because when it's time, you want to have a whole bunch of knowledge from different channels and different views for what is about to happen for you, and you can view it in different ways. If that makes sense, it makes sense to me. So go out and learn everything you need to when it comes to finances, and just show up, because God is going to have people come into your life, and sure enough, it has been happening. So we have to learn more and be willing to learn more. Tomorrow, I probably won't let y'all know right away, but tomorrow I'm having some exciting things happening to me tomorrow that God saw fit and placed in me to actually do. You know, so when I tell you the learning process is something, because I'm learning myself in ways that I didn't know it was actually in me all along. All along, I had this perspective and things in me all along, but it's this appointed time that God saw fit for me to actually be able to see it myself. So learning for me is something, and I am already like, okay, what is it I need, God? Equip me with everything that you need me to know. Equip me with everything of who it will be. Will this person be really working for you? I need you to let me know that. And that's what I've been doing. So I've been praying, you know, and I want to pray even more and pray harder because I am ready for everything he needs me to know. And everything that doesn't, that I don't need to know has to go. You know, I am solely on, I want to make sure I am learning you, God. We got to make sure we are learning him in our own individual relationship with him, because yours will not be the same as mine and mine won't be the same as yours. But it's that showing up for him to say, okay, you child, this is how I have it for you. You follow these instructions how I have them for you. Don't put nobody else on this course and this path, because this is designed for you. And that's what we have to know. Our paths and everything is cleared the way out for us. Stop trying to get somebody to come on there because you don't know you're in a familiar area. No. It's for you to be not familiar to you. If it was familiar to you, you would get too comfortable and swear you know what's the next step. Versus for me, I don't know what's the next step. So I'm going to go off of the faith and the trust that I have in God, that He has me already in it. And that's what we have to do. Man, when I tell you trust for me now in Him, I love it. It took a while for me to get here. He never did anything for me not to trust Him. I can't even pinpoint why, other than, well, yeah, I was like, my mom can do the work. It don't work like that. People can go and they can pray for you as much as they want, but it does not matter if you don't have your own personal relationship with Him. So we got to be willing to grow and willing to learn, and willing to actually push ourselves in uncomfortable territory. If it's not familiar to us, please know that it is okay, because who we have fighting for us has us already, with the victory. So I didn't even let certain things of, oh, the learning process is going to be hard, get me scared. Nope. I'm at where if it's a challenge, I definitely want to go forth and do it. Don't know how it's going to end, and I don't really need to. Because if I knew how it was going to end, I probably wouldn't push myself like I needed to. I wouldn't rely on God like I need to. Because I'll be so busy on, like, I know how this is going to end. Like, ain't no need of me showing up and doing no work. Why? I know on this date, at this particular time, no matter who's there around to say, I know it's going to be done. No, be willing to be uncomfortable and not know everything, because God is actually going to teach it to you as you go. And that's how you're going to grow. He's going to be watering things down into your life. And before you know it, you're going to be looking back and all you can say is, God, you get the glory in it, because I know it wasn't me. That faith walk is something, but I wouldn't trade it. I can't afford to trade it. I don't want to trade it. So I'm not going to be on long, but I definitely want to make sure I say the date. Today is July 20th, 2021, and it is a Tuesday. Yeah, a Tuesday. So tomorrow starts my work week off. I definitely will make sure I'll be on here tomorrow. I thank you so much for tuning in. I truly do. But I am like, now I do know what they say about the jet lag and all of that. I can feel it. I really can feel it. And so I know what kind of it comes with it next time I go to fly. But I thank God, because all of it is a learning process of how to do it. So I'm learning now how I can do it. So it won't always be like this next time. It won't be like this, because I'll know what to do. And that's going to be fine for me. That's going to be fine for us. So I thank you guys so much. I truly do appreciate you guys coming on. Man, learning. You have to learn And that's amazing for me, because where I would run and not want to run. First of all, can't nobody, you know, do this process for us. They can't. So if they can't do it for us, sometimes they don't need to come along in their process. God will tell you who needs to be there and who doesn't need to be there, and be okay when He's telling you they don't need to be there. It's for a reason. It's for a reason, because we can't afford any distractions. We can't afford to limit ourselves. We can't afford to limit God and put Him down where He is not Himself. We got to let Him be Himself. Jesus Christ. This process for us is so worth it. Aren't you worth more? You can learn. We can grow. We can do. I can, I will, I do. I can, I will, I do. So I thank you so much for coming on. I thank you so much for subscribing to Just Be Audrey Elaine on YouTube and all of my other channels of, well, not channels, but all of my Spotify, through Anchor. It's a podcast. Um, Twitter, Instagram. I thank you. I thank you, because I got a lot of instructions this week on how to format things and do things a little bit different. One, I truly appreciated this vacation, because I learned how to sit still and just be at ease. Literally, it's so funny, because we all hear that Jamaica and they say, no worries, no worries, no worries, no worries. How about I didn't have no worries? Literally, when I tell you, I tuned in truly with God, like me being alone was something. It was amazing. Like it was peaceful. It was where, you know, I say sometimes silence is the loudest thing ever. How about the silence that I had was not loud at all? It was so quiet and still, which let me know, okay, it's time for you to dig deep more, because you're at a calmness, a peace. The boat is not rocking, it's at a standstill. So anchor yourself down in His Word. Yeah. Hmm. I, well, I cannot. Well, yes, I can. But reading and watching my journal has been something where I'm like, God, you are truly growing me. And the only reason why I make sure I go back and read it, because it's like I'm charting and marking the spot of like growth. And I can say this woman right here has truly grown within the last, like I started May, since May. And how about this? I'm able to identify distractions now, whereas though before I couldn't. And I'm talking about the distractions I put there. I put there. Like, nope, slow yourself down, Audrey Lane. Get it together. Come on. Sit your butt still. You don't do nothing else. Sit in him, and he'll be sitting right next to you, and he'll let you know when to move. He'll let you know, okay, enough with this. Let's move on to something else. We're going here now. Because literally I wanted to move around and do things, and I did see a lot of things, but then finally it was like, you can't get over to that area, sit down. And I'm glad I did, because sitting down was where it was like, okay, a calmness just came over me, and it was like, okay, now really just look out. So I was able to see things, hear things, and literally just be at peace. That's what I swear every night I I just was like, whoo, God, you are doing it. I can't, like, if it wasn't for the fact that the mosquitoes was coming in, I wanted to sleep with like my balcony door open and everything, because just the smell and the air is nothing like over here in the States. So it is hot over there, but not hot like you would think it is. The temperature that it was over there, here will be so sticky and I can't even describe it, but so sticky when it's over there. And I'm like, you gotta be lying. It cannot be this hot, because that 85, 90 degree weather here just be sometimes a miserable day. And over there was a peaceful calmness, joy. First of all, the sounds of just how it the water moves at night was amazing. Just I didn't even realize that still water makes noise. And it was just how I say still, because not up at the I guess they would say the shore part of it, you can see the waves coming. But when I went out and I'm down at the pier area with the gentleman who actually he was like closing up shop and everything for where the dolphins and everything was, and I'm like, wait, hold up, is the water even moving over here? Like, that's where I was able to look down and see basically the sand and stuff. And he just started laughing at me like, oh no, it's moving. It moves underneath. And that made me realize that that's what God is doing. So we may be sitting still up top on a surface when God is moving all up in us. He's moving things for us. And if you don't know anything, that's a word for you right there, for you to know. It's okay to sit still, because the one who is doing all the moving for us, he knows exactly what he's doing. We need to just trust his word that he has us. Trust him. Trust me. It is hard at times. I can tell you that I'm not lying to you when it was like God didn't do anything to me. I just didn't trust him because I wanted to trust man to help me along in a process that man could not do it for me. He kept stirring it up and kept stirring it up until I realized that it can only be him that my full trust needs to be in. So you wondering why things keep happening to you and why you keep hitting the wall and you got so close to something and then boom, something happened. Because God is like, until you trust me, things are not going to go the way you want them to go. It may go for a little bit, but they're not going to go where I need them to go, because it's not you, it's me, Audrey Lane, and that's how he talks to me. And you out there, it's not you, it is him. So giving it up to him and saying, God, I surrender, has been the best thing for me. And time over time over time, things have been happening and gradually just keep on climbing up. And I thank him for that. First of all, I love now that I talk about him so much that he knows we're in courtship, we're in a relationship, we're moving forth. That, like, yeah, I want to be, really, like they say, that married, not just the married material of he looking at it, like he knows, like, this is the one. Yep, this is the one. And this process of learning is a wonderful thing, because I would not have done this before. I would have had where I could probably find someone that will tell me, but yet still do most of the work, or I'm working with them just a little bit. No, I'm doing all of this. Even with him having me connect with people, I'm still doing all of it. And I tell them the best information you can do for me is actually give me the information. Don't do anything for me. You can show me how to do it, but I want to show you back that this is how I can do it, how it works for me, and then that's it. I'm not having anybody do no work for me. One is not their relationship with God, it's mine. Now he's sending them to help me along the way, and I thank him so much for that. But I'm not going to have somebody do the work that's destined for me. I'm not going to have it where God can say, no, I have something for you, but yet you want to put somebody else in where I need you to be in the position. Why would you put someone else in the position God has for you? We can't afford to do that. We got to be willing to trust. We got to be willing to obey and be willing to put ourselves out there. So what? For a moment that people may be thinking you're a fool. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Because first of all, you ain't living for them. You living for God. So they don't have to get you. How you want somebody to get you when you don't even have yourself? You can't even get yourself all the way. Because if you got yourself all the way, you had the full trust in God, you wouldn't be shifting and so much ready to be like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Let me go back into this kind of behavior. And I say that because I have to remind myself all the time, don't go back into a comfort. Be uncomfortable. Continuously be uncomfortable because you continuing to grow. And yes, I'm going to talk a lot about growth because this woman right here, I can honestly say I am in woman full status versus a child. So I'm going to get off because I still have to do some last minute stuff to get ready for work and my interview and everything. So I'll be back on to share with you guys tomorrow how everything goes. Yes, keep me in your prayers, but I will honestly say my faith is so strong and that I already have this position. I thank you in advance, God. I thank you in advance. Please equip me with everything I need to carry this out for you, Jesus. Help me. Help me to carry it out for you. And to carry it out with love, with grace, with joy, with peace, with humility, with strength, with you. So you guys, thank you so much for subscribing to Just Be Audrey Lane. Make sure you love yourself. Make sure you love yourself. Go and love someone else. I love you. I do. I love you. I just don't say it. I truly do love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to celebrate you. I'm going to be your supporter. I'm going to go out there and say yay. And whoever your God-given Just Be name is, just be and who you are. Watch your life shift in dynamics in ways that you were like, God, this has to be you. So I'll be back on tomorrow. You guys finish enjoying today, which is July 20th, 2021. I'll be back on tomorrow to share with you guys. And you guys have a great evening. Get as much rest as you can. So, I say it, and I said it a couple times, I love you. More importantly, love yourself. And definitely to the max and extreme, love God. Because he sure enough loves you and cares so much for you and for myself. So, bye now.